Hey everyone, this is Kirk here again at Option Alpha, and it's March 1st, the start of a new month here for the markets. I wanted to go over in this video just a couple things that I think everyone needs to kind of be aware of and at least have on your charts for the coming couple weeks here. I think the markets are in for a lot more downside pressure. Not a total sell off, but I definitely think that there's a lot more that can fall out from underneath the market right now than is possibly holding it up. And today was no exception. The market opened up higher and immediately traded lower for the rest of the day. So I'll go over a chart of that in a second here, but I wanted to go over a chart of crude oil first. And this is a little bit different than most of the charts, and that's because crude oil hasn't closed for the day on the profit chart. So you'll see I'm under here under the charts tab on my Thinkorswim platform. But I think what's really amazing, if you haven't been living under a rock, you obviously know that crude oil has had a huge move here over the last couple days and weeks. It's really gone from the high 80s all the way up to and past 100. You can see the high was 103.41 just last week. I think what's really interesting, if we narrow down here on the 15-minute chart, is that just today crude made a move from the low or the high 90s, say 97, all the way up to and above 100. Now I think that this move could have some legs if it starts cracking above this 101 or 102 level. If we start seeing crude oil start to move above 102, it could easily sit down and retrace that level and then continue higher from there, possibly going towards 105, 106, that type of region. If it really does that, again, that's going to put more pressure on equities to sell off. We've already seen what happened last week when equities or when crude was spiking higher. Crude has calmed down a little bit, which has helped equities kind of regain and refooting, I guess, for this rally. But if crude continues up at this path, I don't see much that's going to stand in the way and prop this market up. Now, going to the chart of the equities, I'll just stick with this Russell chart that I've had up last time when I went on or did a video. And this Russell chart, I had followed this simple trend line, and we had saw a break in the Russell. And then I had said that it was going to have some consolidation. Now, it didn't consolidate as much sideways as I thought it would. I thought it would actually trade a little bit more sideways before making a rally and kind of a relief rally higher. But it obviously just made a very, very quick jump on the latter half of February here, and then has really given all of that back and then some. I think that right now we could see the Russell continue down. This is kind of the target that I have, this support line right here. So somewhere around 790 in that general area. I think that's where the Russell is going to end up falling and kind of retracing and finding some footing on. After that, if it starts breaking down below there, excuse me, then obviously we have some very, very strong support in the 770 area, which would be another big drop for the markets and getting us back down into really a very, very bullish type of a trend. If I go on the daily chart, it doesn't look as bad on the daily chart because we have the market that's clearly making high, continuing to make higher highs. It's really not rolled over fully, but I think if we start to crack this 770 level, I think that would absolutely, or 790 level, excuse me. I think if we start to crack that level and then 770, I think that that's going to really, really put a damper on equities. And I think that you'd start to see the market really accelerate the pace at which it sells off. I just go back to the flash crash era, and you can see that we had the same type of thing happen where the market was showing some signs of weakness, obviously, and I'll just zoom in here on this one little area here, but the market had sold off, and then it rallied, and then it sold off again, and then it rallied again. It just kind of seemed like it was in this limbo land. It just rallies, peaks, and troughs. But once it started breaking down below this support level here, and I'll just kind of draw it roughly on this chart, this support level around here, around 720, then when it started breaking down, it really accelerated. And that's what I think might possibly happen here on the Russell and on all the other index charts as well, is that if we start to see the Russell break down below 790, and then eventually, if it does break below 770, I think the rate at which it's going to fall is going to be a lot faster. So I just want to keep everyone up to date with my thoughts on that. I think that your best options in this market right now are definitely to sell some spreads and some calls, everything above the market, anticipating that the market goes lower. Of course, you don't always have to be right. If the market does turn higher, that's fine. But with volatility where it is, you can really get a good distance away from the market, keep yourself safe, and still make some great premiums on the call side. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments, please email me, and happy trading.